My name is Dave. I've been at St. Paul's for 10 years now.
4 years.
15 years.
1 year.
17 years.
11 years now.
A year and a half now.
20 months now.
About 5 years now.
11 years now.
Since 2013.
Since 99.
Since 2014.
Since 2015.
Since 2009.
2015 around June.
4 years.
6 years.
9 years.
9 years.
10 years.
13 years.
15 years.
17 years.
28 years, going on 29.
1990s till now.
You have to always keep in mind that you're dealing with a person, and that's a very important part of patient care. I think that don't forget that you're looking after somebody. It's somebody's family member, somebody's mom or somebody's sister, or whatever it is. And so it's important not to make it too medical.
It's important to know the story of the patient, and it's important to understand what that individual is going through, rather than treating the individual as another statistic or another patient that's coming through. It's important that they look at why that person's there, why did they come in, and why do they need that surgery.
When I first started here, I started in therapies, portering the patients, and getting that rapport with the patients. I just enjoyed watching how different departments can heal them, and that they aren't customers, that they're patients and we need to take care of them.
You know, if someone needs help, they're trying to find a department, or visitors coming in need help with, you know, a door or wheelchair or whatever. It's sort of family. Everybody, you know, is friendly. You say hi in the hallway even though you don't know them, and yeah, very friendly, and we try and help each other out.
Here at St. Paul's, the spirit is what I like here. It's that compassion, it's that treating everybody equal. It's like, I am because you are, and because you are, I definitely am. It's that kind of feel here, so that's why I love it.
Well, I think working in healthcare, one must be empathetic to another person's situation and story, whether that be their physical illness, whether it be potentially family issues that are happening, social issues. As I said, we have many diverse people in our hospital from all different types of backgrounds, and so a quality of being able to care for someone is compassion and empathy, and coming from a very non-judgmental understanding.
We try to come up with ways so that we're kind of fostering a good therapeutic relationship, and certainly there's clients that will be more difficult or, you know, maybe not in a good headspace than the first interaction, and so sometimes it's just a matter of getting to know them on a personal level or spending more time with them. And I think a lot of the time it's about just giving them the opportunity to be heard and have some choice.
Can I change things for people? Can I make events any different? No, I can't. And I always, I guess, reflect to people that each of us has our own suffering, and each of us carry a cross, and we all carry it in a different way. And sometimes it gets really heavy, and sometimes it's a little bit lighter. So I don't have understanding for that. I don't have answers. That's what I don't have the answer. But I can be here, I can listen. And sometimes for somebody that's hurting, that's huge. That can be all it takes, is for once somebody to listen to them.
I've learned so much from those patients as they really look back and reflect on what their life has meant and what they've learned, and they're so introspective and so have so many interesting things to talk to you about, and meeting their family members at that time too, and being able to support them, I think is such a valuable part of our caseload. And really myself as a person, I've grown so much from having those experiences with people. I mean, it's your life, right? It's life or death. But we've seen some amazing success success stories too, some really beautiful moments from these people.
We all have the opportunity to make a difference in someone's lives here at St. Paul's Hospital, and that's one of the greatest things for me, to be able to come to work here every day and know that I'll meet somebody who I may influence and help them on their journey, and know that I'm also learning and growing from them sharing their experience with me.
It's tough, and there's always those patients that will stay with you forever. That it's hard to shake their memory and what happened to them. So it's hard not to take it home. I think it's only human. And then the way we deal with it was talk to colleagues, and you know, there's always comfort in the team that help look after the patients.
But I've learned how to deal with work and just leave it at work and then go home and be with my family, because they need me as a mother, and I cannot bring anything to home. Like anything that happened here at work, I just leave it there.
I think that it really depends on the situation. I think that it is something that you need to develop. I think it's important that you try not to take work home with you, and I think with certain clients that's easier than others. I certainly find that when I've come across people that I personally can identify with them, or they somehow connect with someone in my family, it's a lot harder for me to leave that at work. And I think that there's, you know, good things and bad things about that, but I think to a degree, kind of trying to keep your work life and your home life separate is good for your own mental well-being.
When you go home, sometimes you think, okay, you're gonna have a good night's sleep. Now you have kids around and there's partying around or whatever. You try to sleep on time. I try my best to have an 8-hour sleep, but not always possible. The worst is when in your dreams, you get dreams of as if you're working here at the hospital. So wake up in the morning, you are really exhausted. And believe me, you're that exhausted as if you were really have been working for last 12-hour shifts. And then to come back next day is a challenge, right? I think that this should go away with time, when you get more used to seeing the trauma, seeing patients suffering. It's very hard to see somebody dying,
There are definitely those cases that touch you as a person. We're only human, and sometimes we as humans take our work home and we remember that patient, but I think that helps me personally in a way to keep the aspect of humility when you're dealing with your patient. You certainly don't want to do that every single day and with every single patient, but there are those cases that really do touch you and keep you grounded.
I do take it home with me. There are certain days that are more difficult than others. I usually need some just downtime, which is hard because, you know, I have a family and they want to know, well, how was your day? And often it can be, I just can't talk about it right now. So, but there are days when I don't sleep because I have particularly distressing cases. But I come back.
I hope that we give patients hope. Sometimes, you know, even when you see bad things happening, it's important to hang on to and encourage the patients to hang on to that hope. I find that once the patient gives up the hope, that things don't get better, and so it's important to keep that going. Hopefully, as doctors, we're not all gloom and doom, and we're able to offer the patients hope.
I think you can help instill a little bit of hope in people. You know, just having an impact on their day is some form of gaining hope for them. I think it is definitely difficult when, people have terminal diseases, but if you can make them comfortable for even, the small time that they're with you, it helps give them hope in some way.
What I try to do is I try to open up for them to be able to talk about their life, because as they talk about their life, they can see things that have happened in their life, and as they start to voice those things, they see something, and what they see might be totally different than what I see, but it doesn't matter. Hope, right?